confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 2,781, with 10 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 25 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Jin Chen, filling in for Leslie Robbins. It's Monday, August 23rd. Los Angeles County reaches another grim milestone this weekend, surpassing 25,000 COVID-19 related deaths. Public health officials are reminding the public that those who are fully vaccinated have greater protection against negative outcomes should they get COVID-19. Now, a bit of relief comes from the hospitals throughout the county as they reported a slight decline in coronavirus patients over the weekend. The county's public health director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, says she expects daily new case numbers to remain high in the coming weeks due to the increased testing required at schools and businesses. She also reminded residents about the need to get tested if symptoms develop or if exposed to the virus, even for those who are fully vaccinated. They should isolate themselves from others while waiting on test results. The county also urged people to cooperate with contact tracers who reach out to those who test positive or have been exposed, as this is crucial in identifying people who may have been exposed and could help contain potential outbreaks. While Los Angeles County is continuing to see cases of people who are fully vaccinated that are still getting COVID-19, mainly due to the highly contagious Delta variant of the coronavirus. County health officials say those who experience a breakthrough infection remain generally well protected against hospitalization and death, while they may experience some mild symptoms. When the Delta variant of COVID-19 first gained momentum in March of this year, breakthrough infections among fully vaccinated Angelenos accounted for just 2% of that month's case total. But by June, that number rose up to 20% of all identified cases. In late July, county officials reported that the Delta variant had overwhelmed all others, accounting for 90% of all positive tests. Currently, breakthrough cases account for nearly 30% of those who test for the virus. The county's public health director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, says this should give people more reason to get the vaccine, as those who are not inoculated are the ones who are being hospitalized and at risk of losing their life to COVID. Well, masks are now required at large outdoor events in LA County, regardless of vaccination status. The revised health officer order went into effect this weekend and includes wearing masks at events like baseball games, music festivals, and other large-scale gatherings. The updated rule includes mandating masks at mega events with crowds larger than 5,000 attendees indoors and crowds larger than 10,000 outdoors. At a typical Dodgers game in Los Angeles, more than 48,000 people gather on a single night. Health officials say it's events like these where thousands are together that have a much higher risk of coronavirus transmission. So to mask up if you're not eating or drinking. State officials already recommended that anyone going to such venues be fully vaccinated or show proof of a negative COVID-19 test. Well, as the new school year gets underway for many in Los Angeles County, the Department of Public Health updated its guidance for wearing masks as asking young athletes to wear them even during practices and games. According to the latest policies released on Friday, youth sports teams, including those affiliated with schools, must adhere to indoor masking requirements regardless of vaccination status. Exceptions are made for indoor water sports like diving, water polo, and swimming, but only when athletes are in the water. For outdoor sports, masks are recommended for spectators as well, who are in crowded spaces when social distancing is not possible. In addition, routine testing will be required for all players and staff members involved with moderate or high-risk sports, which include football, baseball, basketball, softball, soccer, and water polo, among others. Athletes and staff in these high and moderate risk sports must be tested weekly, though twice per week is recommended for those who are unvaccinated. The guidance also strongly encourages vaccinations for everyone 12 and older in an effort to reduce transmission of the virus and to reduce disruption in team activities, as fully vaccinated individuals are not required to quarantine if they are in close contact with someone who has COVID-19, as long as they remain symptom-free and continue to test negative. While health experts are cautioning against jumping at the chance for a COVID-19 booster shot, Dr. William Schaffner, a professor of preventive medicine and infectious diseases at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, says patients may get a more robust immune response if waiting a little longer before getting a booster. Experts say current data suggests all three of the authorized vaccines provide protection against COVID-19 for at least 6 months after initial vaccination and likely even longer. Getting a booster shot too soon may be counterproductive, and those who wait may extend their course of immune protection even longer. Health officials say additional third doses should be prioritized for the most vulnerable and those who were first given vaccines in December and January, along with those in nursing homes and long-term care facilities, elderly Americans, and frontline healthcare workers. Well, speaking of the vaccine, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted full approval of Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine today. The FDA held a media briefing this morning to discuss the approval. Now, this could potentially open the door for more employers to require the shot. Officials say the approval could serve two major purposes: convince employers to make vaccination a requirement for their workers and, in some cases, their customers, as well as prompt Americans to get the shots who may be on the fence. The Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines are available in the U.S. under emergency use authorization granted by the FDA. So far, more than 320 million doses have been administered. Full FDA clearance entails an extensive review of the vaccine's safety record. Pfizer's shot is the first COVID vaccine to receive full regulatory approval in the U.S. Pfizer and BioNTech also plans to ask the FDA to approve a third dose as a booster shot following full approval. Now, last week, the Biden administration announced it was preparing to offer booster shots to all eligible Americans beginning the week of September 20th. Moderna and J&J have also filed their request for full FDA approval. Well, California regulators say workplace safety rules may not get updated until at least the end of the year. Members of California's Division of Occupational Health and Safety Board met last week and said the newest version of workplace safety protocols would likely get released closer to December. Board members all agree on the importance of strong measures to reduce virus outbreaks at work, including a range of strategies to protect people, including masks, vaccinations, physical distancing, capacity restrictions, and cleaning protocols. Currently, under statewide rules, fully vaccinated employees do not need to wear face coverings except in certain situations, during outbreaks, and in settings where the California Department of Public Health requires all persons to wear them. Now, here in Los Angeles County, Public Health reinstated the indoor mask mandate earlier this month as COVID cases surged once again to help minimize the spread of the virus. The Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board is comprised of a 7-member body appointed by the governor and sets standards within the Cal-OSHA program. Cal-OSHA is designed to protect California's workers from health and safety hazards while on the job in almost every workplace. Well, 10 new mosquito samples tested positive for West Nile virus here in Los Angeles County. According to the county's Vector Control District, samples were taken from Downey, downtown Los Angeles, Mission Hills, Norwalk, Woodland Hills, and Valley Glen, with samples from all selected locations testing positive for West Nile. California reported 15 West Nile cases in humans this year alone, with one of those cases from the South Bay. To avoid getting West Nile, officials say to clear areas around your property that have standing pools of water and make sure swimming pools and decorative ponds are properly maintained, as mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. Now, if adult mosquitoes are active, it's suggested to wear insect repellent to prevent mosquito bites and mosquito-transmitted diseases. Vector Control recently announced it would provide fish that feed on mosquitoes and larvae, and residents can submit a request to Vector Control to visit their property and offer some long-term control measures as well. You can go to the Greater Los Angeles Vector Control District's website at glacvcd.org. Well, evacuation efforts continue in Afghanistan as the U.S. and NATO coalition forces rush to airlift thousands of people out of the country ahead of the self-imposed August 31st deadline. The U.S. recruited 6 commercial airlines to help transport Afghanistan evacuees. Initially, 18 aircraft from American, Atlas, Delta, Omni, Hawaiian, and United Airlines were ordered by the Pentagon, who activated a program called the Civil Reserve Air Fleet. a 70-year-old program created in the wake of World War II. Military officials say now nearly 200 aircraft have been dedicated to the evacuation effort in some capacity. These commercial planes would fly to temporary safe haven locations across the Middle East and Europe, including U.S. installations in Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Bahrain, Italy, Spain, and Germany. And Afghan nationals arriving in the U.S. would be housed at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin, Fort Lee in Virginia, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey, and Fort Bliss in Texas. This would allow military aircraft to focus on operations in and out of the Afghan capital. President Joe Biden says the U.S. would conduct thorough security screenings of non-U.S. citizens or permanent residents who are flown to transit centers or bases before they fly on to the United States. The White House says close to 37,000 people have been evacuated so far since August 14th, with more than 10,000 airlifted out just over the weekend. Well, switching gears to local news, Seasons Memory Care at Rolling Hills celebrated its grand opening in Torrance with a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
I think with COVID-19, I think the last 2 years we come into this new season being very grateful. To know that there's so many seniors that need our help and there's so many seniors that don't know where to go. If nothing else, we want to be a resource for folks. It's been hard, it's been fun, but all in all, we're humbled by it and we're grateful to be here today.
The team threw a luau party to welcome city leaders and other distinguished guests to the special event located at 2455 Pacific Coast Highway in South Torrance. This standalone memory care community provides a sincere, quality approach to dementia care with a local touch. A caring team that is specially trained offers services including short-term respite care and longer-term customized memory care. The small business also works with a full network of community partners to help with hospice care. You can check out all of their services that they provide at seasonsrollinghills.com. Well, the Torrance Little League has been trending all weekend and into this morning as the players earned a second straight win. The local All-Stars beat their counterpart from the West Side Little League in Hamilton, Ohio, 9-0 in Sunday's Little League World Series. Now, Torrance could be the first team from Los Angeles County to win the Little League World Series since 1963. Torrance is among the 6 teams remaining from the original 8 in the Tom Seaver bracket. They play on Wednesday against the winner of today's game between the all-star teams from Oregon and South Dakota Little Leagues. Now, this game was originally scheduled for Sunday's play but was postponed due to inclement weather. Good luck to the Torrance Cardiac Kids. The entire city will be cheering for you. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, South Bay readers voted and the results are in. Torrance Unified School District received the recognition for Best in the South Bay for 2021. Now, this is an annual contest put on by the Daily Breeze and the Beach Reporter, and for 30 years they've gathered votes from readers, both from print and online subscribers, asking to submit a write-in and online ballot for various categories. Torrance won for the best school district, and school board president Betty Liu said it takes an incredible team and a caring environment to have a successful school district, and she is thrilled that the South Bay population voted Torrance as the best school district. During an immensely challenging year, parents and educators joined together to teach our students during a worldwide pandemic. She went on to say, "We are a resilient community that will continue to put the interest of our students first." In addition to winning the best school district, North and West high schools were voted favorite public high schools, while Edison, Hickory, Lincoln, and Seaside campuses were recognized as favorite public elementary schools. TUSD Superintendent Dr. Tim Stowe said with the number of quality public schools in the South Bay region, it is truly incredible to be distinguished as the best. What a great way for the community to share how much they value and appreciate our local teachers and the education system right here in Torrance. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow as Rhiannon Trutanich brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.